How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Falcons Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to the movie review, aka for our soul review video for today. This time for this new episode for the series is going to be my review on the 2022 biographical musical drama, and that is I Want to Dance with Somebody. Now, this is directed by Lemmons, who you may know her as the director of Harriet, and this film is basically a biopic where it showcases a joyous, emotional, and heartbreaking celebration of the life and music of Whitney Houston, whom in this movie is portrayed by Naomi. And for Whitney Houston, she is considered one of the greatest female R&B pop vocalists of all time. And this film tracks her journey from obscurity to musical superstardom. So that's pretty much the story of I Want to Dance with Somebody. Now, when it comes to Whitney Houston, for myself, I did grow up with some of her songs when I was a kid. Like, I did grow up with some of her well-known songs, like the title of this film and some other ones as well. Well, there still are a few of her songs that I have not yet heard from her or anything like that. But once I saw the trailers for this film, I was actually really intrigued to see this one, since this one did look pretty interesting to me. And since this was in fact a new music biopic, and we've had some pretty good music biopics in the most recent years, like we've had Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocket Man, and Elvis, and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't even know much of the actors who were in the film, but you've got some talented names who are in the film, namely Naomi, who of course plays Whitney Houston in the film, in which you may know this actress from The Rise of Skywalker. So I was pretty intrigued to see what she was gonna do for portraying this for portraying one of the greatest R&B female singers of all time. And you also have in the film Ashton, who you may know him from Moonlight, which that film is one of my favorite films of the last decade. And you also have Stanley Tucci, whom I think he's a really great actor, and I'm a fan of him. Like he's definitely given some really damn good performances over the last few years. And this film was released around Christmas time last year, and I went to see this just after Christmas Day. I went to see this on Boxing Day, and I actually saw this at my job for free, and I still have my free ticket for the film, which I do have right here. And there was quite a few people on the screen that I was in, for those who were seeing this film along with me. And after watching this whole film, unfortunately, I wouldn't say this film isn't like the next Bohemian Rhapsody or Rocket Man or anything like that. This film was overall a decent watch here from beginning to end here. In terms of performances here in this movie, I thought Naomi as Whitney Houston, I thought she was very good in the film. And when it comes to her singing in the film, I thought she did a really good job with those moments. Like, we got to see some really great moments when we get to see Whitney Houston perform some of her iconic performances on stage throughout her career over the years. Although there were a few scenes with Whitney Houston I thought that I didn't feel when that fleshed out well enough and all that, but still though Naomi was very good in the film nonetheless. And as for everyone else who were in the film, like I said, you've got Ashton, and you've got Clarke and Stanley Tucci. I thought they all gave a good solid performance. I thought they all gave good solid performances here in this movie as well. And when it comes to the music in the film, it is really great to see, the iconic songs that we all know and love from Whitney Houston being recreated on the screen and all that. And even when it comes to the direction of this film by Lemmons, I thought she did a really good job directing this film. Like, there's some really great shots in the film, like when we get to see Whitney Houston on stage performing her iconic concerts and other moments as well. However, when it comes to the story for the film, I felt it is one of my biggest issues I do have with the film, because I felt the story for the film to be less fleshed out, really, because there were some side stories that I just felt that weren't even that fleshed out well enough and all that. Like when we get, there are moments when we get to see Whitney Houston's troubled relationship with Bobby Brown, which I felt wasn't that fleshed out, and even when we get to see her doing her drug abuse and all that, which I kind of wish there would have been a little bit more to those moments in that film, and like how it took a toll on their life and all that. I kind of wish there could have been a little bit more of that, and I felt like it could have been fleshed out a little bit more better and all that. But there was still a few side stories I found pretty interesting, like when we get to see Houston's relationship with Robin and Clive Davis and all that, which I found those moments to be pretty strong and all that. And as for the main story itself, when we get to see like the whole life and career of Whitney Houston, how she became a superstar, and seeing her troubles and all that through her relationships and drug abuse and all that, it is interesting. But again, there was some moments of it that I felt weren't that fleshed out and all that. And as for the runtime, I kind of felt it was a bit tad too long and stuff. I kind of felt it was a bit tad too long here, because it is 2 hours and 24 minutes, and there were a few scenes that do tend to drag on a little bit and all of that. But overall, in the end, guys, I Want to Dance with Somebody, this was overall a decent watch here. But again, it's not the next new Bohemian Rhapsody or Rocket Man or anything like that. But I still found myself not having a terrible time with this film here, because there was some stuff I did like in this film, while there definitely are issues with this film along the way here. And there are a few ways I would recommend this film. If you're a fan of like these kind of biopics that has something to do with like music or anything like that, or if you're a fan of Whitney Houston in general, really, like a super fan of Whitney Houston, this may be one here for yourselves here. And if you miss a chance to see this in cinemas, it is available to watch at home on demand. So that's pretty much all I have to say about I Wanna Dance with Somebody. I'm gonna give I Wanna Dance with Somebody 3 out of 5. Like I said before, it's definitely not like the next new Rocket Man or Bohemian Rhapsody or anything like that. Because like I said, this was overall a decent watch, yeah. And there was some stuff I did like with this film. Well, there definitely are issues I did have with this film along the way here. So thank you guys so much for watching my AKR for a solo review on I Wanna Dance with Somebody. And let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already or if you just recently checked out this film. Did you have a great time with this or was it not really a cup of tea? As always, thank you guys so much for watching. And this has been Falcon's Media Corner signing off.